They say you can tell everything about a person in the first 10 seconds. But I learned more about Marcus in 40 minutes of darkness than I'd learned about anyone in my entire life. I was the last one in the building that night. The fluorescent lights in the Henderson and Brooks office had that end-of-day hum that made me feel like the only person left in the world. 12 hours of spreadsheets, cold coffee, burning eyes. My boss needed the quarterly reports by morning. I had nowhere else to be anyway. The elevator doors opened on the 7th floor. I stepped in, pressed the button for the parking garage. That's when I saw him. A hand stopped the doors. He stepped inside, tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a jacket 2 sizes too big, canvas bag over one shoulder, completely bald, tattoos crawling up his neck, disappearing under his collar. He pressed the lobby button and moved to the far corner. I should have felt afraid. Instead, I felt awake. The elevator lurched, stopped. The lights flickered into dim emergency glow. We hung suspended between floors. "Well," he said, voice deep and steady. "That's not ideal." I pressed the emergency button. Nothing. Pressed again. My hands shook. The walls closed in, air thinned, panic climbed my throat. "Hey." His voice cut through. "Look at me." I turned. He hadn't moved, but his eyes locked on mine. Dark. Calm. Eyes that had seen worse. You will feel so many emotions in this story of second chances and forbidden love. Please support us by clicking subscribe to the channel. "Breathe with me," he said. "In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. We breathed together in that dim light. My panic ebbed like a tide going out. "Thank you," I whispered. "Happens to the best of us." He slid down the wall, sat on the floor. "Might be here a while. Security's gone. Maintenance won't come until morning unless someone calls it in." "No signal," I said, checking my phone. He patted the floor beside him. Might as well get comfortable. Everything I'd been taught said don't sit next to a strange man in an enclosed space. But something about how he'd talked me through my panic made me trust him. Or maybe I was just tired of being alone. I sat. "I'm Marcus." "Maya." He started talking. Not small talk. Real things. About starting over. About people deciding who you are before you speak. About being invisible. About second chances and whether anyone really believes in them. I found myself talking too. About Derek, my ex, who made me feel small and wrong. About working late every night to avoid going home. About feeling trapped in a perfect-looking life. "You've been crying," he said quietly. I touched my face. Dried mascara. "How did you—" "Your makeup." He looked away. Whatever he did, he's a fool. 40 minutes passed like 40 seconds. When maintenance finally opened the doors, flooding us with harsh light, I felt disappointed. Marcus stood first, offered his hand. His palm was rough, warm. He pulled me up with careful strength. He walked me to the parking garage. That's when I really saw him. Tattoos everywhere. Arms, hands, the back of his bald head, prison-style ink, clean but worn clothes. Someone trying hard to hold himself together. The garage was empty. My car sat under a single buzzing light in the far corner. Marcus stopped, his whole body tensed, alert, scanning shadows. "Give me your keys," he said. "What?" "Your keys? I'm driving you home." My hand moved before my brain caught up. I placed them in his tattooed palm. He opened my passenger door, waited until I was inside, got in the driver's seat, adjusted mirrors, started the engine. Seatbelt. He drove through Chicago night, taking streets I didn't know, avoiding lights with the skill of someone who knew this city intimately. When we reached my building, he put the car in park. "Lock your deadbolt," he said, handing back my keys. "This neighborhood changes after midnight. How do you—" "Just trust me." He looked at me, really looked. And I felt that same awareness from the elevator. "You're going to be okay, Maya." Then he was gone, walking into darkness, disappearing into the city. I went upstairs, locked my deadbolt, lay in bed replaying those 40 minutes. I didn't know his last name, didn't know anything except he'd made me feel safer than I'd felt in years. The next morning, I walked to my car. Coffee still hot in my hand when I saw it, a note under my windshield wiper. The handwriting was careful, controlled. "You shouldn't park in that corner spot. No cameras, no exit." And my hands started shaking. But this time, It wasn't from fear. I couldn't stop thinking about the elevator, about Marcus, about how safe I felt with someone I should have feared. Then I started noticing him. Tuesday morning, the coffee shop near my office. I saw him through the window, corner table, newspaper open, eyes tracking the street. He saw me. Nodded once. Thursday evening, grocery store on Clark Street. I felt it before I saw him, that awareness, like static before a storm. 3 aisles over, Marcus examined pasta labels. Our eyes met. He didn't approach, just kept reading ingredients. Friday night, leaving work late. He was across the street, leaning against the bus stop, watching my building, watching for me. I should have been terrified, should have called police, but I wasn't scared. He wasn't following me. He was watching over me. There's a difference. Saturday, my car wouldn't start. Parking garage, key in ignition, nothing. I pulled out my phone when I heard footsteps. Marcus appeared from the stairwell, walked over, popped the hood. Battery cable's loose, he said, his tattooed hands working efficiently. He tightened something, wiped his palms on his jeans. Try it now. The engine started immediately. You should get that checked. Battery's dying. How did you know I was here? Those careful eyes. I told you. This neighborhood changes after midnight. He'd been watching that garage every night since the elevator. Every single night. You're here every night, I said. Yeah. Why? He closed my hood. Because someone should be. I started looking for him after that, staying late on purpose. Same route. And he was always there. A shadow that made me feel less alone. We started talking. Brief conversations, charged with something unnamed. He fixed my apartment lock, carried my groceries, warned me about Jake, a coworker who made my skin crawl. That guy doesn't respect boundaries, Marcus said quietly. Stay in public spaces with him. How do you know? His jaw tightened. I've been around men like that. I recognized the signs. 2 weeks after the elevator, Derek showed up at my apartment, past 10, coming home from work, keys in hand. Derek sat outside my door. He stood when he saw me. Whiskey smell from 10 feet away. Maya, we need to talk. No. Go home, Derek. Home? You mean the apartment you stole from me? We broke up. You moved out. He stepped closer. I stepped back. My hand moved toward my phone. Don't call anyone. I just want to talk. But he was blocking my door, swaying, eyes unfocused and angry. I'd seen this progression before. She asked you to leave? The voice came from the stairwell. Marcus stood 3 steps up, perfectly still, his presence filling the hallway. Derek laughed. Who the hell are you? Her new boyfriend. Marcus didn't answer, didn't move. I watched Derek's expression change as he really looked at Marcus. The bald head, the tattoos, the absolute stillness of someone who knows violence and doesn't need to prove anything. Yeah, Derek said, backing toward the stairs. This is crazy anyway. He left. Marcus waited until Derek's footsteps faded. You okay? My hands shook. Thank you. He'll come back. Guys like that always do. He held out his phone. Put your number in. Next time he shows up, you call me first. I took his phone. My fingers trembled as I typed. As I handed it back, a text notification lit up the screen. I saw it before I could look away. Parole check-in tomorrow 10 a.m. Don't be late. My blood went cold. Parole. Maya. Mrs. Chen from 4B opened her door, arms crossed. You don't know, do you? That man just got out of Stateville. I saw him on the news. Armed robbery. Assault. You're letting a criminal follow you around like he's some kind of hero. I looked at Marcus. His face had gone carefully blank. The way someone looks when they're used to being judged. Is it true? I whispered. He met my eyes. Didn't flinch. Yes. I spent 3 days avoiding him. Changed my routine. Different times. Took stairs. New parking spot. I told myself it was smart. Safe. He was an ex-convict. Armed robbery. Assault. Those words circled like vultures. But when I closed my eyes, all I saw was the man who talked me through panic, who fixed my car, who made Derek leave. On the 3rd night, I Googled him. Marcus Webb. The articles loaded. Released 6 weeks ago after serving 8 years at Stateville. Aggravated assault, armed robbery. Convenience store, South Side. Clerk hospitalized. Marcus and 2 other men. The comments were vicious. Animals like this should stay locked up. Once a criminal, always a criminal. I closed my laptop, sat in darkness. Tried to reconcile those articles with the man who'd driven me home. On the 4th night, Derek came back, with his brother. Walking to my car, I saw them, Derek and Travis leaning against my hood, waiting. "Maya," Derek called. "We need to talk." I stopped 10 feet away. "There's nothing to talk about. My brother says you've been spreading lies," Travis said. "Defamation." "It's not defamation if it's true." "You think you can ruin his reputation?" Travis moved closer. My hand found my phone. Derek laughed. "Who you gonna call? Your boyfriend? The ex-con?" My thumb hovered over Marcus's number. Calling him meant choosing him despite everything. I pressed call. He answered immediately. "Maya. Parking garage. Derek's here with his brother. I'm coming. Stay on the phone." 5 minutes. He appeared from the stairwell like he'd been close by all along. Derek and Travis saw him coming. Marcus walked with purpose. Not fast, just inevitable. Stopped 5 feet away. "Leave," he said. Travis laughed. "Or what?" Marcus just looked at him. Travis saw something that made him grab Derek's arm. "This is bullshit. Come on." They left. Marcus watched until their car pulled out. "You okay?" I nodded. "I'll follow you home." At my building, I walked to his car. He rolled down the window. "You know," I said. He nodded slowly. "Mrs. Chen told you. Then you looked me up." "Yes." "And now you want me gone." I looked at his hands. Tattooed knuckles. Scars. Hands that had hurt someone. Hands that had helped me. "No. I want the truth. From you." Long silence. Then, "There's a diner on Western. All-night place. The diner was nearly empty. Harsh lights, cracked vinyl, bad coffee. We sat across from each other. I grew up on the South Side," he said quietly. "Austin neighborhood. Dad left when I was 6. Mom worked 3 jobs, couldn't keep the lights on. I fell in with the wrong people." He wrapped his hands around his cup. "When I was 23, I was desperate. Broke, stupid. 2 guys said they were going to rob a convenience store. Easy money. I needed it. My mom needed it. So I went." His knuckles went white. The clerk was 19, working nights for community college. When we came in, he reached under the counter. My friend Ray thought it was a gun. It was a phone. Ray panicked, had a bat. Marcus stopped, breathed. The kid was in the hospital 2 weeks. Fractured skull. I didn't swing the bat. But I was there. I drove. I took the money. In the eyes of the law, I was just as guilty. 8 years, I said. 8 years. Ray testified against me. Got his sentence reduced to 4. I took the full weight. He looked at me. "I'm not asking you to forget what I did. I'm asking if you can see who I'm trying to be." Silence stretched between us. "I see you," I said. "That's the problem." "Problem?" "Because now I can't unsee you." Something shifted in his expression. "Hope or fear?" "The clerk," I asked. "Is he okay?" "He recovered. Graduated college. I sent letters from prison, apologizing. He never wrote back. I don't blame him." His voice roughened. "I can't undo what I did. I can only try to be someone different now." My phone rang. Derek's number. I answered on speaker. His voice laughed, cruel. "I know who your new boyfriend is, Maya. What will your boss say when he finds out you're fucking an ex-con? Henderson and Brooks has a reputation. Wonder if they'll want you around when this gets out." The line went dead. I looked at Marcus. My career, my reputation, everything I'd built. He's going to destroy everything. Marcus's jaw tightened. His eyes went hard. "No, he won't. I don't want you to do anything," I said. "Marcus, if something happens, I'm not that person anymore." His voice was calm. "But I won't let him hurt you." We sat in that diner for another hour. No confrontation, No violence. Just documentation. Evidence. He taught me how to screenshot messages, save voicemails, log incidents, file police reports, request restraining orders. You're not helpless, he said. You just need to know what to look for. He taught me other things. How to check under my car, how to vary my routine, how to hold my keys, use my elbow if someone grabbed me, street things, survival things, prisons full of men who hurt women, he said. I learned to recognize the patterns. Over 2 weeks, Marcus became part of my life. He'd meet me after work, walk me to my car. We'd grab food, sit in his Honda, talk. He never came to my apartment. Never crossed that line, always careful. I learned about his life. The studio apartment in Rogers Park he was proud of. The construction job, 5 a.m. shifts. The parole officer he met twice a month. The classes at the community center. What kind of classes? Anger management, life skills, job readiness. No shame in his voice. Part of parole, but they help. I started seeing him differently. Not as someone who'd been in prison, but someone rebuilding from nothing. Every choice deliberate. He couldn't afford mistakes. One Saturday, I saw him outside his building teaching a kid to fix a bike chain. Patient, encouraging. You got it, just like that. Now you can fix it yourself. The kid's face lit up. Marcus ruffled his hair, and I saw something new in his expression. Softness. Hope. He saw me watching. Waved. That night, he called. You were in my neighborhood today. How did you... I saw your car. A pause. You could have stopped by. I didn't want to intrude. You wouldn't have been... Something shifted. The next day, I brought coffee. He answered in a white t-shirt and jeans, his apartment tiny but immaculate. 1 room, barely furnished. Mattress on the floor, small table, 2 folding chairs, clean, organized. It's not much, he said. It's honest. We sat drinking coffee. He told me about prison, his cellmate who got him reading, the GED program, vocational training. The day he shaved his head completely because he wanted to see himself clearly. I wanted to stop hiding, he said quietly. In prison, you become what people expect. You get hard, the tattoos, the attitude. After a while, you forget there was anything else. What made you remember? A letter from my mom. She was dying. Cancer. They let me see her once. His voice caught. She looked at me through the glass and said, I know you're still in there, baby. Don't let them keep you. She died 2 weeks later. I reached across the table, touched his hand. First time I'd initiated contact. His fingers curled around mine. Careful. I'm sorry, I whispered. Me too. We sat like that, hands joined. Not romantic, something deeper. Recognition. 2 people who'd felt invisible finally seeing each other. A knock at the door shattered the moment. Marcus tensed, released my hand, moved to the door with that watchful caution, looked through the peephole. His whole body went rigid. Who is it? I asked. His face went carefully blank. My parole officer. He opened the door. A stern black woman in her 50s stood there, clipboard in hand. Marcus Webb, we need to talk. There's been a complaint. Your former associate Raymond Clark says you've been threatening him. If this is true, you're going back to Statesville. Raymond Clark. The name hung in the air like poison. Officer Williams watched Marcus with sharp attention. I haven't seen Raymond in 8 years, Marcus said carefully. Haven't approached him. Haven't contacted him. He says otherwise. Says you showed up at Riverside construction site 3 days ago. Made threats. She consulted her clipboard. Direct violation of parole. No contact with former associates. I work the Lakeview site. North side. Can you prove that? My time card. My supervisor. My crew. 48 hours to provide documentation. If you can't, immediate reincarceration. She looked at me. Ma'am, 60% of released offenders reoffend within 3 years. Reconsider your associations. She left. Marcus closed the door. Back to me. Shoulders rigid. You should go, Maya. He turned. Walls up. This is what being with me looks like. You don't need this. Who's Raymond? He laughed without humor. Raymond Clark. The guy who actually pulled the trigger. Who testified against me to save his own skin? Served 4 years while I served 8. And now he's lying. Why? Because I'm rebuilding and he's still stuck. Or someone put him up to it. Derek knows about your past. What if he found Raymond? Marcus went quiet. That's exactly what Derek would do. We made calls. Marcus's supervisor confirmed he'd been at Lakeview all week. Sent time cards, rosters, photos. But it wasn't enough. Raymond's word against Marcus's. Marcus's phone rang. Unknown number. Speaker. Marcus Webb. A man's voice. Rough. Who is this? It's Ray. Man, been a long time. Raymond laughed. No hard feelings about the parole thing? Business. Your girl's ex paid good money. But he wants more than your parole violated. He wants you gone. And I'm the guy who can make that happen. Stay away from Maya. Or what? You gonna threaten me? Oh, wait, you already did. Another laugh. See you around. The line went dead. He's working with Derek, I said, shaking. Worse than that. Marcus showed me his phone. News article from 2 days ago. Convenience store robbery, South Side. Clerk shot. This is Raymond's work. Same MO. He needs me out of the way before anyone connects him. My car was vandalized that night. 4 slashed tires. Smashed windshield. Note, back off or it gets worse. Next day, my boss called me in. Anonymous complaint to HR. Embezzlement, falsified reports, completely fabricated, suspended pending review. Marcus was waiting when I left with my desk box. They came after your job. Suspended. Investigation. I set the box down. This is because of me. Stop. He pulled me close. First time I let myself lean in. This is because they're scared. We're not breaking. I'm going to lose everything. No. We're going to fight back. Trust me. I do. Even when it gets dangerous. Especially then. His phone buzzed. Photo of my building. Taken from across the street. Message. She's pretty when she sleeps. Would be a shame. Marcus's hands shook. Not fear. Rage. I need to go, he said. Don't. That's what they want. They threaten to hurt you in your sleep. Then we call police. Do this the right way. He fought himself. 8 years of prison instincts. Okay. Your way. We filed a report, showed everything. Detective took notes, promised investigation. These things take time. Be careful. Vary your routine. Empty words. That night, Marcus stayed outside my building. In his car, watching my windows. If something happens to you because I wasn't watching, I'll never forgive myself. I went upstairs. Looked out. Saw his car. Shadow behind the wheel. Text from Marcus. Get away from the window. Don't silhouette yourself. His next text? As long as it takes. My phone rang at 2 a.m. Derek's voice, slurred. He can't protect you forever. Eventually, he'll slip up. And you'll be all alone. I looked out. Marcus's car still there. But at 6 a.m., Officer Williams arrived with 2 cops. I watched them approach his car, watched Marcus step out, hands visible, watched them cuff him. Raymond filed another complaint. Marcus showed up at his apartment, assaulted him. He had bruises, black eye, split lip. They were taking Marcus in. This time, he might not come back. I ran downstairs, but they were already putting Marcus in the patrol car. Officer Williams held up a hand. Ma'am, step back. He didn't do this. It's a setup. Raymond Clark has visible injuries. Security footage shows someone matching Mr. Webb's description entering at 11 p.m. Impossible. Marcus was outside my building all night. Were you watching every second? Time-stamped photos? Video. I'd fallen asleep around 3. My silence was answer enough. Marcus Webb goes into custody pending hearing. If found guilty, back to Statesville. 4 more years minimum. They drove away. Marcus looked at me through the window. Resigned, like he'd known this was coming. I called Marcus's supervisor, Tony, met him at a diner. Marcus worked a double yesterday. Didn't leave site until past midnight. Tony leaned forward. Lakeview site is north side. Raymond's apartment, south side, 45 minutes. Marcus would have had to beat Raymond up and make it to your building by when? 12:47. He texted me at 12:47. 13 minutes? Physically impossible. The parole hearing was 72 hours later. Marcus's public defender was fresh out of law school, overwhelmed. The prosecutor was brutal. Mr. Webb has a history of violence. Association with Miss Rodriguez created high-risk situations. He's threatened her ex-boyfriend, stalked her workplace, assaulted his former associate. That's not true, I said, standing. Ma'am, you're not a party to this proceeding. Then make me one. I'm Maya Rodriguez, and none of this is true. Sit down or I'll have you removed. Officer Williams stood. Your Honor, there are inconsistencies that warrant examination. She presented Tony's testimony, time cards, physical impossibility. Then the prosecutor played security footage. Grainy, black and white. 11:03 p.m. A man entering Raymond's building. Bald, tattooed, dark jacket. Same build as Marcus. That's him, Raymond said, face bruised. Marcus Webb, talking about old times, how I testified against him. Then he started swinging. I stared at the footage. The resemblance was unmistakable. But something was off. The tattoos didn't quite match. Your Honor, that's not Marcus Webb. I stood. That's Raymond Clark wearing similar clothes. Marcus has a cross on his left neck. That man has a snake. The judge paused footage. Zoomed in. Snake, not cross. Mr. Clark, what tattoos do you have? Raymond's expression faltered. Too late. Snake tattoo on his left neck. This hearing is dismissed. Mr. Webb released immediately. Mr. Clark under investigation for false police report and perjury. Raymond screamed as they led him away. About Derek, about money, about how it wasn't supposed to go like this. Marcus walked into sunlight. Free. I ran to him. How did you see it? He asked. I've been staring at your neck for weeks. I know every detail. You saved me. You saved me first. My phone rang. My sister Jenny, panicked. Mom and Dad are here. They saw the news. They know about Marcus. They're at your apartment. Furious. I have to go. I told Marcus. I'll come. No. I need to face this alone. Inside, my parents sat like judges. Dad stern. Mom crying. How long has this been going on? Dad demanded. 6 weeks. Mom made a sound like she'd been slapped. You're suspended from your job, involved in criminal conspiracy, and you're trusting a man who spent 8 years in prison? He's a good man. He's a criminal. Criminals don't change. You don't know him. He's rebuilding his life with more integrity than most people who've never made a mistake. A mistake? He robbed a store, hurt someone. He served his time. Why can't that be enough? Because we're scared for you, Mom cried. Scared you'll get hurt. The only people trying to hurt me are Derek and Raymond. Marcus protects me. What happens when he can't? Dad said quietly. You'll lose everything. Your career, reputation, future. Is he worth that? I thought about Marcus on that elevator floor, watching my building every night, choosing the legal path despite every instinct. Yes, he's worth it. My parents left. Jenny stayed, holding me while I cried. My phone buzzed. News alert. Derek arrested for assault. He'd attacked Marcus's parole officer outside her office, screaming about corruption. Officer Williams was in the hospital. Derek was claiming Marcus put him up to it. Officer Williams had broken ribs and a concussion from Derek's attack. His lawyer was spinning it as temporary insanity caused by Marcus's harassment. I went to the hospital. Officer Williams looked at me, face bruised. You shouldn't be here. I needed to see if you were okay. Derek's claiming Marcus sent him, says Marcus manipulated you. That's insane. From the outside, think what this looks like. But I've seen men like Derek. You need evidence, Maya. Real evidence. Derek's father will have him out on bail tomorrow. I found Raymond's girlfriend, Tasha, in Englewood, baby on her hip, suspicion in her eyes. You're the girl Ray was getting paid to mess with? Will you testify? I got a baby to protect. Ray's going back to prison anyway. Years, not months. She brought out Ray's old phone. Ray never deletes nothing. Never thinks I'm smart enough to check. Goldmine. Text between Raymond and Derek. Cash photos, bank receipts,
Voice memo where Derek laid out everything. Frame Marcus, isolate Maya, break her down. Why go through all this? I asked. Guys like that can't stand losing. You left him. That's unforgivable. I took everything to FBI agent Sarah Chen. She listened, examined evidence. We've been watching Derek Matthews. His father's firm is under investigation. This gives us probable cause. How long? 24 hours, maybe less. Derek made bail that afternoon. Jenny called, frantic. Derek's at mom and dad's, drunk, angry. Dad tried to make him leave and Derek pushed him. Marcus grabbed his keys. We're going. No, it's a trap. Let me handle it. Trust me the way I trusted you. He handed me his keys. Any sign of trouble? I'm coming. At my parents' house, police were there. Derek's car across the street. Empty. My phone buzzed. Your parents' house is nice. Your mom's tomatoes. Would be a shame if something happened. Or to her. I called Agent Chen. He's threatening my family. Right now. We're mobilizing. Keep him talking. I texted. What do you want, Derek? You. Meet me at our old apartment, alone. Or I start with your mom's garden and work my way inside. I texted Marcus. Going to old apartment, FBI following. Don't come. I need you to stay free. His response. Like hell. Derek waited in the hallway of our old building. 3 days of stubble, bloodshot eyes, whiskey smell. You came. What do you want? I want you to understand. I loved you, gave you everything. You threw it away for some ex-con. You controlled me. That's not love. Same thing. No, it's not. He grabbed my arm, gripped tight enough to bruise. You ruined my life. Footsteps on stairs. Multiple sets. His eyes went wild. You brought cops. FBI. He yanked me toward the door. Agent Chen and 4 agents appeared, weapons drawn. Derek Matthews. Let her go. I drove my elbow into his stomach the way Marcus taught me, used his momentum. He went down. I ran, into Marcus's arms. He'd come anyway. I told you to stay away. I'd never let anything happen to you. He held me. Are you hurt? No, I'm okay. They secured Derek. Read his rights. Conspiracy. Witness tampering. Assault. Federal charges. It's over, Marcus said quietly. Is it? Your family, your job, the judgment, still there? You could walk away, rebuild without all this baggage. I thought about 6 weeks. Terror and trust. Real strength. Choosing someone because they faced their past honestly. I'm not walking away. I'm walking forward. With you. I wasn't the girl who needed saving anymore. I was the one who chose to fight. And I'm choosing you. He kissed me then. First time. In that hallway with FBI agents everywhere and my life in pieces. The first honest thing I'd done in years. Derek's trial was fast. 3 months later, 7 years for conspiracy, witness tampering, assault. His father's law firm indicted for money laundering. The empire crumbled. Raymond got 5 years. Tasha testified. Got witness protection funds to move somewhere safe. Officer Williams recovered. She came to see us. Handed Marcus a letter. The parole board reviewed your case. They're recommending early termination. You're free, Marcus. Completely free. I watched his face. Eyes bright. He'd carried chains for 8 years in prison and 6 months out. Now they were gone. Henderson and Brooks reinstated me, but I didn't go back. I joined Chicago Legal Aid instead. Used my financial skills to help people rebuild after incarceration. People like Marcus who'd paid their debt but couldn't get bank accounts, apartments, jobs because one mistake defined them forever. Marcus got his contractor's license. Started Webb and Morales Construction with Tony. Specialized in hiring people with records, giving second chances. My family came around slowly. My mother first, watching Marcus help my father repair the deck. He's good for you, she said. He sees you. Dad took longer. But one night, Marcus was fixing a leaky pipe. Dad came downstairs. You know what you're doing? Yes, sir. Learned plumbing and vocational training. Statesville has a good program. You could have lied. Said you learned it elsewhere. I don't lie, Mr. Rodriguez. Not anymore. The truth is all I have. My daughter loves you. I love her too, sir. More than I thought I could love anyone. They worked together after that. When they finished, Dad clapped Marcus on the shoulder. Not forgiveness yet, but a start. Marcus's parole officially ended on a Tuesday. We stood outside the office, and he took his first completely free breath in almost 9 years. What now? I asked. Now we get to decide our own story. We moved to the north side, small 2-bedroom apartment, ours, where we could build something real. Marcus's business grew. People recommended him because of how he treated his crew, how he mentored guys with records, how every job was done with integrity. I worked cases for people the system had thrown away. Every case I won felt like proof that second chances mattered. We didn't hide. When people stared at Marcus's tattoos, I stared back. When someone recognized him from the news, I took his hand and held it tighter. This was love that survived judgment. Love built on truth. 1 year later, Marcus proposed, Tuesday night, doing dishes. "Marry me," he said. I turned, soap suds on my hands. "What?" "Marry me, Maya. I don't have a ring yet, but I know I want to spend every day proving I'm worthy of you. You don't have to prove anything. But yes, I'll marry you." We got married 6 months later. Small ceremony in my parents' backyard. Officer Williams came. Tony was best man. Jenny was maid of honor. Marcus's hand shook during his vows. "I'm not asking you to forget what I was. I'm asking you to see who I'm trying to be. Every day. For you. I see you. I choose you, Marcus Webb. Not despite your past, but because you faced it with more courage than anyone I've ever known." 2 years later, we bought a house. Small, needed work, but ours. Marcus renovated it, teaching me how to build. One Saturday, painting the nursery, Marcus's phone rang. He went still. "Who is it?" "The clerk. The one from the convenience store. The one I hurt. Are you going to answer?" He answered. I watched tears fall as he listened. When he hung up, he was shaking. "He's getting married. He wanted to tell me. Said he's been following my story. He wanted me to know he's okay, that he forgives me, that he hopes I've forgiven myself." I held him while he cried, years of guilt finally releasing. "You can let it go now. You've become someone who makes the world better." 3 months later, our daughter was born. Lucia Marie Webb. Marcus held her, made a silent promise, to be the father he never had. That night, I found him in her nursery, watching her sleep. 40 minutes in an elevator changed everything, he said. "But I did see you, and you saw me. That's what love is." We stood there, holding the life we'd built from broken pieces. Not perfect, not easy, but real. Redemption doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means building a future where the past can't define you anymore, where you're more than your worst mistake, where love and truth and second chances are enough. 2 people who chose each other, every single day. If you made it to the end of this story, let us know in the comments which city you're watching from, and click the yellow bell to subscribe to the channel and support us. Keep the adventure going by clicking on the suggested video on your screen.